To resolve the problem of this scoop bucket moving too quickly, I'm going to add a gear assembly. I'm going to start by opening up the assembly. I've deleted some parts that we don't need because I'm going to be changing those. I'm also going to turn off the visibility of some of the parts. This will make it easier to place the new parts. I'll turn off the visibility of the lock bar and those cap screws and nuts. So with the visibility of those turned off, I can now go ahead and start placing the new parts. First one is going to be a new channel. It's the same as the one just beside it. And I'm going to be assembling that using eye-mates. To do that, I'm just going to place the part a little bit closer and rotate it. And you can see those eye-mates already being displayed. To assemble that together, select the eye-mate, hold down the Alt key, and snap it into place. And similarly with the second eye-mate. Now that that's in place, I need to add the cap screw and the nut. I've created a small sub-assembly called 832.250_scoop frame. Put a couple of those in. And again, I'm going to use eye-mates to assemble these. Just get that a little bit closer. Drag that over, holding down the Alt key, and you can release the Alt key once you've seen the other eye-mates displayed. That makes it pretty easy. With the new channel bolted to the frame, I can now go ahead and place a new bearing flat. Now I could place that bearing flat, but since I see one in the browser, I can actually just drag that into my new assembly. And again, I'm going to be assembling that bearing flat using eye-mates. Snap the first one into place, and then locate it correctly, applying the second one. With the bearing flats in place, I can now go ahead and place the drive shafts. I'm going to place two drive shafts. One will be driving the gear, and the second one will be to the motor. I've created a custom size shaft that's 2.5 inches long. I may even adjust that a little later on after I see the final design, but for the moment I know the 3-inch one was too long. I'm going to use an insert constraint, change the solution, and for this first one I'm going to offset that negative 0.625 inches. With the second shaft, I have to make sure that it doesn't interfere with the scoop bucket, so I'm going to just put a small offset here. That's going to be negative 0.25 inches. I can always fix these later on if they're incorrect. So there are the two drive shafts in place.